kuno apo pano mama wanna get it nice ano pura meso ano pura tebe ano kaya marigi kama kweto tikom kweto tikom usasai kama kwe ano kaya marigi
kama kwe uyo anotara mari anogaya mari garai mamunzwa pane pano zvamunoda kunzwa zvinotaurwa pano madiko kumunzwa mugovane.com kambakwe vanogaya mari vanotaura mari vanosiya mari kambakwe vanotaura feya kuti pamberi zvichafamba sei vanhu muterere zvikubatsirei mukufamba kwenyu zvikubatsirei mirai ndikudze kuti chokwadi pano chizere kambakwe vanogaya ke.
Right, 9 June 2023, and today I've got a special feature, so I decided to do this, and I'll be doing more of these as we go towards the elections, and it's becoming harder and harder for me to do this. As you can see, I'm getting much older, and the actual stress of business is getting to me. I don't have as much time as I used to have before. But today we've got a very interesting story, and this is the disintegration of the Democratic Union of Zimbabwe, the party formed by Robert Chapman, American-based Zimbabwean, and he came in with a lot of promise. A lot of people were looking at him as one of the candidates that were going to make a difference in Zimbabwe. Unfortunately, everything has fallen apart in that party, and there has been a departure of key members of the executive who have made serious allegations against Mr. Chapman. I've given Mr. Chapman an opportunity to come here, but unfortunately, he is not able to come here. But I'm going to play a video here by the communications director, Mr. Itai Muchengwa, who is going to speak about the things that have gone wrong within the DUZ. There's also the youth organizing secretary, Mr. GNU, who has also publicly resigned from the party. And all of them are making the allegation that Mr. Chapman is not who he says he is. He is in fact a project, and he is not as rich as he's claiming to be. His only intention is to get a position in the post-election government of ZANU-PF. And he has attempted to approach ZANU-PF for talks so that they can include him in Poland. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the interview that I had with Mr. Muchengwa, and then I'm going to give a chance to any of the guys from the Democratic Union of Zimbabwe who want to come here and respond. To do so, I'll give them the number later on as we go, so that they can come in and listen and speak. So let's go straight to the interview with Mr. Muchengwa, and then from there, we're going to take it from there. So let me put the screen here, and let me play and not say much.
Chapman, when I joined him, I thought he's a genuine guy. But he later on said, guys, look, I know we cannot dislodge ZANU-PF and we cannot dislodge CCC, but my agenda is to make CCC not to be the next government. The only option which we are going to do is to work with ZANU-PF. And he have sent one coordinator, which I would name it because he would be victimized. And if another guy, the youth chairperson was here, he could even concur with what I'm saying. He have sent him to ZANU-PF to go and talk to the guys. But you know, ZANU-PF, it's not just like a small part which you can just play around with. You were told that you are not yet serious, you are not really an opposition which we can really work with. show us we've got strength so that we can work together.
Okay, so you are making this allegation, but the organizing secretary, the youth secretary, sorry, GNU, he said in his letter of resignation that Chapman wanted to join Poland. Is that true?
These are the two things. Joining ZANU-PF to disturb Triple C and to join Poland, because his main purpose is to be in the government, to have one influential position in the government, in the next government. He is not really serious about being the next president of the country. He just wants an influential position in the government of ZANU-PF.
Okay. What other things did you see that showed that he wanted to be ZANU-PF?
I think that one for the one for Poland and the one which he have sent the guys to go and talk to senior guys in ZANU-PF. And himself, even if you asked him, I'm saying that President, are you not an agent? That's the worst word you want to hear in his life. He doesn't want to hear about that because he's an agent.
Oh, you think he is actually working for ZANU-PF?
Yes. The problem with that guy is that he really doesn't have the money which we think he has, because he wants to get the money from other organizations. At the same time, he wants to put all his legs like another leg is another side and the another one is another side. He wants to benefit from all these things.
Okay, I lost a bit of sound there.
Yes,
and I think I want us to obviously say I've offered Mr. Chapman a chance to come here to talk, but he did not respond, did not accept the invitation. So I will extend the invitation again for him to come. And you are saying Mr. Chapman does not have money, but he says that he's a crypto millionaire. Why are you saying he doesn't have money?
You know, when you talk, you know, that man, I like him when he talk, but it's like somebody who's just reciting some poems, because he talks. That one is a motivational speaker. He doesn't have money. Like what I said like what I even said on my letter. He's failing to even to have a party office, even to have cars, personal cars for his security, for himself. He doesn't have data. We are talking about $50 data for the media team. Let's forget about the 10 other coordinators, because you come to a meeting, to a Zoom meeting, you request a Zoom meeting and you have a Zoom meeting with coordinators without even giving them any cent. And you tell me that guy have got money. He doesn't even have money. He told us about 65 million when we joined him. He said, I've got 65 million for this campaign. But he's failing even to have a single one room office. And you tell me that guy is got 65 million.
Okay. There have been some allegations that he's being sponsored by someone. Have you seen any evidence of this?
Like what I told you, Gambako, that guy just talk. When we joined him, he said, guys, look, I've got my handlers. And we told him, Mr. Chapman, time is moving. If you have got any guys, if you have got your own joker, bring them before we go to launch. It was since last year, from June last year until now, we haven't brought any joker. He is the accountant. He wants to be the spokesperson. He wants to be the treasurer. He wants to be the president, and also to be the head of the security team of himself. He doesn't have all these things which he tell people that his life is so comfortable. Maybe outside there in the US, which we don't know. But here in Zim, there's no. He doesn't have a house which we know. Maybe he might have it, because since you said maybe I was a threat to his security, but if we're staying together, it's a rented house. How will I become a threat to him? And if we are staying together, it's a rented house. How will I tell that person I've got some money? He doesn't.
Okay, but Pishai says he stays in Chinoy. Is that true?
Gambagwe, don't take that man seriously. He doesn't know anything. I'm telling you, he just joined 2 weeks ago. He doesn't know. He's singing for his supper. Ask the guys who have worked with Pisha. He's just a nobody. We want the real master here on Gambagwe. Then I will tell him everything. He's just a servant. Chapman tea. We do. To the real politics of the country, not Zana Pisha.
Okay, so let's conclude. What is next for you? You've left the DUZ, and you are saying they actually told me that you guys are now with the other party. I don't know the lady who's got another party. Is this true?
I think if I've joined another party, I'm a public figure by now. Gambago, you should have seen it. I'm not attached to any political party right now. I've gone back to community advocacy. I'm running an organization called Not on Dialogue Forum. Even if you ask Honorable Temba Mliswa knows about it. I've been doing this thing since 2000. From Zinas, I told you I'm an ex-Zinas. So you know when I say I'm an ex-Zinas, you know what it means. I haven't been part of any other organization, but I'm currently working with Not on Dialogue Forum.
Okay, but you won't go to the CCC?
Look, right now, I doubt if I'll go to them. I can't. For the meantime, I can't. Let me just stay home. If I'm to join another political party, maybe let's talk about election, after election, because right now, I'm really tired about this politics of this country.
Okay, I think you've made your points and they are very clear. What would you want people to do or say about Chapman, Mr. Chapman, President Chapman? Do you think he should be taken seriously? What is your view after you are so close to him?
No, look, I will say this back to Mr. Chapman again. Say, look, Honorable, His Excellency, like what you want to be called, Excellency, Honorable Chapman. I think the advice you wanted to step down, not to contest this election, and maybe to concentrate about the next election. I think it's fine. Right now, you don't even have any structure. Like I heard tomorrow, after I've resigned, that's when they are now going to have a small launch tomorrow. The launch was supposed to be in Bulawayo some other time, but you know, Bulawayo province is behind me. Mashonaland West is behind me. The only three provinces which are behind Chapman are Mashingo, Mash East, and I think those are the only three. I'm not forgetting the other one. He doesn't even have a structure. It's a waste of time and it's a waste of money. He must swallow his pride. Okay,
so you're dismissing Chapman. He's not going to make it. He's only interested in a position in the ZANU-PF government after the election.
I'm telling you, Gambago, you will never get more than 20,000 in this election. And I'm betting you in Mashonaland West, if they get 5,000 votes for 22 constituencies, it will be a miracle. They don't even have candidates, but I'm telling you, from my province, Mash West, if they get 5,000 votes, it's a miracle.
Right. So that is the full story. And I just want to give some background. Chapman is United States based. He claims to be a crypto millionaire. He claims to be flying around in jets. And he says he's going to make a big difference in Zimbabwe in the upcoming elections. He says that the CCC and ZANU-PF are the same. They are all responsible for destroying Zimbabwe during the interview that he had this week. And he's got structures basically around Zimbabwe. And when I talk to the guys who are representing him, they say that Mr. Mchemwa, who was speaking just now, was not a member of the party or a leader of the party executive, but was a party of the secretariat. Obviously, we've proved that that's not correct. I've been talking to Mr. Mchemwa for a very, very long time. while he's representing the Democratic Union of Zimbabwe. Mr. Mchema says there is a secretive body which controls Mr. Chapman's party, which is called the Advisory Council. And no one knows who is in that Advisory Council except Mr. Chapman and a few of the top leadership. So if anything is inquired, the people are told to go to the Advisory Council, who then are supposed to make decisions. So basically the top structure in the youth, in the women, and also in communications department. If you look at initially Mr. Chapman was working with Winnie Moyo, she's also resigned. So all the top guys who were there in the party have resigned. And Mr. Chapman, it seems he doesn't want to face these allegations or to address them. I saw that during the press conference, he threatened to sue people, but I've given him a chance here to speak, but he hasn't taken it. I'm talking to Pishai right now as we talk on the WhatsApp, and he's saying he's busy with the launch. He doesn't want to come. There have also been allegations that Mr. Chapman is living in the house of a senior ZANU-PF or the son or relative of a senior ZANU-PF member. I've got the name of that person. When I presented that name to Pishai, he said that's an Airbnb. It's not a house that Mr. Chapman stays in or has been offered for free. And Mr. Chapman is actually staying with his grandmother in Chinoy, something that we had Mr. Mchema laughing at. I've got a long interview with Mr. Mchema, which is about 30 minutes. I'm going to eventually publish it tomorrow after I've talked to these guys from the Democratic Union of Zimbabwe and see if they can respond to the allegations that Mr. Chapman actually doesn't have any money. He's claiming to have money. He just wants to become a member of ZANU-PF. So these are the allegations. And I want to play another clip from Mr. Jene from the youth. This is a voice note that I initially got, which is what ended up with me speaking here.
No situation iri kwatiri atiri kuti tinge tichitaura chinongedzera naisisu vanhu tiri paground. Vanhu vese vari paground vaneteswa naHE. HE ndiye azvikuita zvakanaka. Because anga achifana kunge atouya kuadresa vanhu. Handiti kana achizotenderera achida kuenda kumasvingo akuenda pamutare, handiti inenge yapati iri kuzivikanwa muZimbabwe yaitwa launch. Handiti inini I did ask kuti is this party properly registered with ZEC? Handiti there was no clear answer on that. And the two, inini wacho how am I going to be registered with ZEC if I'm going to be a candidate? In official endorsement of candidates, such that we don't know to my side. Could put a wonderland. Munano Chansama resources achieve a Puma Chicha. And then you find out which even one that was indoors. I see the van, no Panapana, Papanachi. Murumo actually feeling it as Raganis at the free gitter. What's the Tangatata one to mobilize our Ragana, anyone who they've accepted it, the Rakata. The doctor, let's begin action. The Jaku of Subdivision. Ashamila Shakanaka, because the time at Ashika, time in my elections. I know President Atqua decides to man, why a target. In the target, I know Usina Zendama was no conversion living at Sumba today, due to Doctor Jews that you what you complain about that. Was Pachajoka, I Nakurunga, I Nakwara, I Shaisakara, the HE, Abanamu, our HE is not coming to the people, he's not addressing people, and he should listen to the people as well.
Okay, so it's clear there is a lot of unhappiness, and as far as I'm concerned, the Democratic Union of Zimbabwe is done and dusted. They are finished. There is no way Mr. Chapman is going to come back from this one if he cannot manage to control and manage the few people that he's got. On top of that, there are allegations that he's failing to even raise $50 for data for his members, members of the executive. They are struggling to manage that office in terms of communication. So these are the allegations, and these are the facts on the table. So I won't go any further. What I'm going to do is I've got the guys online. Everyone of these guys is online with me. I'm talking to some of them right now as we speak. And the platform is open. The problem with these small political parties that are coming up, they come up with such grand promises. You've got people that come from America, people that come to Zimbabwe during election time. They just pop up a year or so before, and they say they're going to win the election. In 2018, I spent time with 10 presidential candidates in their homes. Bobra Nyagomo, the guy from Blawayo, Banana. I spent some time with a very nice house here in Johannesburg. A very rich person came from America to contest. I will not mention her name, but she's got an amazing house at the golf course here in Johannesburg. I spent time there. I spent time with these people in their homes. I walked around with them. One thing was in common for me. I don't want to forget Esi Lumumba. The one person that is in charge of that party is funding the party. Now we've got Kasukuwere. All these guys that come, they come with so many promises. They promise to dislodge ZANU-PF. And what I realized that they do not have the infrastructure, they do not have the necessary structures and strategy to remove ZANU-PF. Similarly, we had Chapman. He came, he speaks very good English, and when you see him on Facebook and YouTube, he looks good. You can think this guy is a president, but behind the scenes, they do not have the necessary structures to remove ZANU-PF. And I've spoken a lot about what you need structures for. You need structures because you need to be able to form a government. And if you can't even organize yourself into a party, how then can you form a government? We want to see your structures operating, want to see you leading, want to see you managing conflict. Here is conflict, and Chapman is failing to deal with conflict. To make matters worse, when presented with these allegations, Chapman is failing to present someone who can come on a platform to defend him. He is not even able to come here to defend these serious allegations that he sent people to ZANU-PF. Like he literally sent a person to the ZANU-PF government to negotiate, to be included in the government after the election. And this is a guy who was contesting. He sent a guy to be included in Poland, was not even a principal during the past election. So these are serious allegations, and I expect Chapman to address these and not to shy away from addressing these allegations. Very, very sad to see such a disintegration in front of our eyes. And I do not think these guys are able to remove ZANU-PF. And Mr. Mchemwa, a very smart guy. I wonder how he ended up with a party like DUZ. I don't know. I think the political field in Zimbabwe just needs more serious people, and we don't have them at the moment. I'm going to end it here, and what I'm going to do is I'll eventually be going through election news on the weekends, and obviously as soon as our studio is up in Zimbabwe, we'll be doing this every night running up to the final elections, when we're going to be broadcasting throughout the election period, through the news, through the election results presentation. That would be very, very important. It's something that we want to do. I looked at the elections in Kenya. I looked at the elections in Zambia. And guys, we're watching Gambakwe media in Zambia because there was nowhere for them to watch. We've been looking for funding. Unfortunately, it has not been forthcoming, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it with a phone and a light, and you guys will be able to get the information that you need. Thank you very much for watching. And if Mr. Chapman comes back and says he wants to address these allegations, Mr. Mchemwa has said he wants to come and confront Chapman. So this is a challenge that Chapman must take. Otherwise, Mr. Mchemwa is correct. Because Mr. Mchemwa says he wants to face Chapman and tell him that he's a ZANU-PF agent and a puppet. So let's see what he does, and we'll see. Whatever happens, happens. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.
Mama wanna get it, mama wanna get it nice. I know food I miss, I know food I say, I know kaya marigi. Come Werengere.com usasarire Kambakwe anogaya mari
Kambakwe uyo anotara mari anogaya mari garai mamunzwa pane nyaya pano zvamunoda kunzwa zvinotaurwa pano madiko kumunzwa mugovane.com Kambakwe vanogaya mari vanotara mari vanoziya mari Kambakwe vanotara feya kuti pamberi zvichafamba sei vanhu muterere zvikubatsirei mukufamba kwenyu zvikubatsirei mirai ndikudze kuti chokwadi pano chizere Kambakwe vanogaya cash vanopa mafacts vanotara straight vane evidence vane confidence plus intelligence
entertainment current affairs and news Kambakwe.com usasarire Kambakwe anogaya mari